Crypto is player versus player, especially meme coin trading, and the Chinese spread token shows this par excellence. Let's have a look at how market manipulation works in crypto, and let's see how you can find this out yourself. Because I don't just like to analyze various cryptocurrencies, I like to also share my knowledge, share how I personally do my due diligence, and with Chinese spread we've got some really nice findings. So this is how it usually goes. We go on a page such as DEX Screener and we look at the top tokens. And what we can find on the base chain is that one of the top tokens is Chinese spread. It had more than 4,000 traders in the last 6 hours. It had more than $2 million that got moved. And when we look at the chart, this is also very enticing. An increase of 31% in the last 24 hours. Who wouldn't be interested in buying this? Especially when we look at the security scan, because there's pages such as DEX Tools.io, and on that page at the bottom left we can see a security scan. 86 out of 99 looks relatively proper. It's not a honeypot. Everything seems green. Let's have a look at the website. That looks quite legitimate as well, quite typical for a meme coin. The Twitter has 1,557 followers. Also looks quite legit with some nice art. What's important when looking at all of those different data points is whether or not they tell a coherent story. Is there potentially some manipulation in some of those numbers? And here's one number that stands out. Have a look at basescan.org. This is the Explorer page of the token. And in here, we've got almost 150,000 holders. Now that's a lot of holders considering there's only 1,500 followers on Twitter. Let's have a look at the Telegram that only has 700 subscribers. Why would the Telegram have 700 subscribers when there's more than 1,500 holders? Probably those holders didn't buy themselves. Maybe there was an airdrop across the board, but let's look deeper. Here's the token distribution. That also looks quite nice. The main wallet is a dead wallet, so that's burnt tokens. All the other wallets have a rather small share of the token. This piece of the pie over here is simply just other accounts, right? So this is a widely distributed token. There's no major whales crashing the price potentially, apparently. So here's a chart from a tool that I've developed myself. This shows the number of holders over time. And there's no minimum holding threshold, and we see here two big spikes. Is this on-chain manipulation? Is this an airdrop? We are going to find out. Here's the number of wallets that have at least $1,000 worth of the token. So yes, this is going up, but just have a look at this number, right? This is 800. Only 0.5% of all wallets have more than $1,000 in this. Now let me show you some kind of manipulation here. Let's have a look at the very right over here. This is the number of buy transactions versus sell transactions today. And the number of buy transactions and the number of buyers especially is exceeding the number of sellers massively, while the buy and sell volume is relatively in equilibrium. This gives us a first idea of potential wash trading, of a potential artificial inflation of the number of buyers. Because again, there isn't that much capital that's flowing in, but there are a lot of people that are getting in apparently. But let's have a look at the actual transactions. Again, this is on dexscreener.com, and let's dive into the history. What do we see here? We see a lot of buy transactions that are worth less than 1 cent. Have a look at this, at this, at this. This is a lot of transactions within a single minute, and just see how many transactions there are with less than 1 cent worth. This is not natural whatsoever, right? And all of those transactions with less than 1 cent are also new wallets. So this is what we can see here with the star. Whenever there are stars over here, this is a new wallet. And so those are all small plankton wallets. So wallets that buy less than 1 cent that are all new. So a lot of newly created wallets buy in here for less than 1 cent, artificially inflating the number of buyers, artificially inflating the number of buys, artificially inflating also the number of holders, and thus pushing up the asset in the ranking on DEX Screener. So if you go to DEX Screener and you look at the chain of your choice like Base, and you sort by number of makers or by the volume that's been traded, suddenly we see Chinese spread here. It's one of the top tokens. And again, that's because of manipulation directly on chain. Am I saying that Chinese spread will crash from here? No, I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is that the numbers that you usually look at, such as the number of holders, etc., that is manipulated. The trading volume on this token that you see on chain is not natural. So when Chinese spread is at number 1 of all of the tokens, that's probably not natural. And because of all of that wash trading, I would also be very, very much surprised to ever see this token on any centralized exchange. Centralized exchanges tend to not touch those kind of meme coins. You need to have somewhat of a more natural distribution of the token. You don't want to see too much manipulation, because the centralized exchanges, they hold some tokens themselves as well, right? They don't just hold the tokens in the name of the customers, they tend to also hold tokens themselves for market making, and they don't want to be exposed to a rug pull either. Again, I do not know if this project will rug or not, but still, I don't think that everything here is natural. If this is done by the team itself or by someone else, I do not know, but I definitely don't want to touch this token. I think there's too many tokens out there. There's no need to get into something that risky. If it's your first time here, feel free to subscribe. I publish videos regularly. A like would be very much appreciated as well. It helps the channel grow. If you've got Telegram, then feel free to check out the channel. The link is down below. Looking very much forward to seeing you over there. Cheers.